All right, let's get some air through the horn and see if we can clean up the
take a look at this again. What? 1. Here. Then we go back to B. Upon circumstances. And I'll signal 3 or 4 measures before the ending. 2 is end the song. 3 is go back to A. 3 is go back to A. Okay?
That's the good one. You want to see it.
What?
Okay.
Okay. You want to start now? Okay, here we go. Percussion. 1, 2, 3, 4.
remain standing while the color guard from Company B of the 153rd Engineer Battalion of the South Dakota National Guard presents the flags. The DSU Concert Band will play our national anthem. Please be seated. As the president of Dakota State University, it's my pleasure to welcome you to this 121st spring commencement. In the audience, we have a number of special guests that we would like to introduce. First of all, Dr. Jerry Thunheim, immediate past president. Please stand. Thank you. I believe that Madison Mayor Royce Huners is in the audience. Is he here today? Royce? State Representative Gerald Lang is with us today. And Board of Regents member Dr. Richard Bellotti is here also. Dr. Bellotti? On 120 previous occasions, presidents of this institution have greeted the graduates and guests at a spring commencement. This university has over 15,000 alumni, and I am honored to be in the position of welcoming all the guests, graduates, friends, family, alumni, faculty, and staff to this event. For me, this is always a time of mixed emotions that range from sadness of the saying goodbyes to many who will leave the immediate community, to great pride and joy in the accomplishments of the graduates. While I will have a chance to greet each of you formally and shake your hands, I want to take just a moment to share a brief thought. All of you will be leaving DSU with a wealth of new knowledge, a variety of specific new skills, and for many, a maturity and a sense of purpose that you did not have when you arrived here. I want to challenge you with one basic thought. Don't sit back. Don't think of this as an end. Think of it as a time to mark a new commitment. A commitment to take a risk, to step out front, to become a leader. You have everything you need. One of the most compelling books I've ever read is a book by Jeffrey Pfeffer and Robert Sutton entitled The Knowing Doing Gap. Chapter titles read as follows: Knowing what to do is not enough. When talk substitutes for action. When fear prevents action on knowledge. Sitting behind me is a group of incredibly bright and capable individuals. It is not their intelligence or the wealth of the knowledge that helped them to achieve. It was their willingness to take a risk, to step to the front, and to know that they would make mistakes and yet never letting that fear stand in the way. You have the knowledge. Now take the risk. It is a great personal pleasure for me, and I really do mean personal pleasure for me, to introduce our commencement speaker today. Mr. Gary Hansen was elected to the South Dakota Public Utilities Commission in November 2002 and currently serves as chairman. He served 2 terms as mayor of Sioux Falls, where he oversaw 1,000 employees and managed a budget of $204 million. He also served 3 terms as a state senator. In addition to his real estate practice, he is extremely active in a variety of community and professional activities and achievements. But even more important than all of those achievements, he is a 1968 graduate of Washington High School. And I will leave it up to you to guess who was also in that exceptional high school class. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Gary Hansen.
Well, Doug was probably referring to himself, but I know his wife graduated from that class as well, so I'm thinking it was Sharon and my wife Sandy, excuse me. Well, good morning. It is a tremendous opportunity for me personally to stand here and hopefully impart something that you might remember. I'm reminded every time I give a commencement address of 2 things. First of all, people ask me how long, and secondly, they say the graduates aren't going to remember anything you say anyway. So, remembering those 2 things, I'd like to say welcome to the distinguished faculty, to all of the guests and friends, to the graduates especially, to those persons who are the 1955 reunion graduates. Welcome. It's exciting for me to have this opportunity. As we were driving up here this morning, my wife reminded me of brevity as well. And I won't cover too much on brevity because I do want to get into some substance. But she said, now remember, when people start closing their eyes, when you see that person fall asleep, don't wake me up. It's always good to have someone bring you down to earth all of the time. I have a nephew who is going to be graduating from here in 2 years, and I'll be sitting out in the audience on one of those bleacher seats, so I will try to be kind to you folks who are seated out there. When I registered for classes at Northern State University some years back, I wrote the largest check at that time that I had ever written for tuition, for books. No, excuse me, books weren't included. I had tuition, I had the dormitory, and I had the food service. And I wrote that big whopping check for $500. And now I helped put 3 kids through college. And of course, I still had to go to the bookstore and spend $400,000 for books, you understand. Books that were going to be obsolete at the next semester, of course. I often wondered, why should I be reading, why should I be concentrating so hard on this book if it's going to be obsolete in just 3 months? Well, it's to earn that degree. It's to become a little more knowledgeable. It's so that we have that opportunity with that sheepskin to go out and find employment. And quite frankly, that's one of the pieces of the meat that I would like you to take home with you today. We live in a country where a far greater majority of people in the upper 1 percentile graduate from a 4-year school than those people who are in the lower 1/4. Now, there's a lot of reasons for that, but the figure is 10 times as many. 10 times as many. Now, if we are growing a population of people, and those people are the wealthiest are the ones who are going to get the diploma, and the least wealthy are the ones who are not, then we are developing a class-orientated society. And I would ask you as graduates to remember your school, remember your alma mater, remember those challenges that you had financially. There is nothing better that you can do than to give that gift of education to someone else, to help provide financial opportunities. Some of you will go on to great wealth. Please share that wealth with your alma mater. Help them so that they can continue to provide that very important education. It is a fact that the one single most important door opener for greater success in life is what you have achieved here, whether it's a 4-year degree or a 2-year degree. You have extended your higher education. And I would encourage you, as Dr. Knowlton stated, that continuing your education is so very, very important. I'm so tempted in addresses of this nature to try and impart some advice. Like an IRA Keogh plan is something that you should, Roth is a good deal, and, there's invest in real estate and all these different things. There's so many things in life that you can experience and that you have to remember. You'll learn those things as we all did. Time and time again, sometimes you have to remember them a couple times. But having been married for 34 years, the best advice that I can impart to you is that when your sweetheart, when your wife or your spouse, your girlfriend, whoever, asks you, does this outfit look good on me? Say yes, it looks great. And prepare yourself for that moment. Now, if you can get through that, that will be your greatest hurdle in life. With all kidding aside, I challenge you to become decision makers. Decision makers not only in your locale, but decision makers in your world, on this earth, in this globe. Because you are people who have gone forth, furthered your education. You've shown yourselves to be abnormal, because you aren't normal any longer. You have done something beyond the norm. You are people to be looked up to and respected. Now, please don't join. Now, I'm Republican, but I don't want to give a political speech here. But I'm asking you, please, be a Democrat, be a Republican, but don't become part of the polarization and the gridlock that we see in this nation. No one has a monopoly on good ideas. No one does. Examine issues. Don't get caught in the bias of issues. Be reasoned persons. Don't accept that first thin line, that the talking heads, we watch them on television, and they talk over each other and they shout, and we aren't quite certain what they're even saying to one another, and then one of the four of them said, I agree with him or her. We hardly even know what they said, more or less, what should we agree with. We have too much of that as a challenge in some of the most important issues that we are faced with in this country. Some of the most important issues are not receiving discourse in this nation. Social Security. It's broke? No, it's not broke. You should join one of the teams. Don't examine the issue. Just join one of the teams and listen to what little dialogue they give. Please, concentrate on what the facts are. If you took philosophy, for instance, you know all of the arguments and invalid arguments. Examine it from those perspectives. Do a little research. Understand what the facts are before making your decision. And then help to direct this country in the proper path. Be a decision maker. One of the most important issues confronting this country right now is energy. Are you ready for $5 a gallon gasoline? Are you ready for your utility payments to be higher than your mortgage payments for heating your house? That's the track we're on to, because this nation does not have, and I'm not being derogatory towards any member at this juncture, but we don't have the leadership to bring us forward to say, let's examine all of the options, let's choose our best options, and let's move forward with what is now presently are the best options in order to provide energy to make us independent as a country. If we continue with the direction that we have, you will be paying more for your utility payment to heat your home than you are for your mortgage payment. And you will be paying $5 a gallon gasoline. Imagine what that will do to an economy of this country that runs on energy. We have tremendous challenges. And I encourage you to argue for and become proponents in those areas that you believe in and that you research. We need people of courage and wisdom to articulate the need for a family farm. There are those people who will argue the family farm cannot compete with the large corporate farms. Well, perhaps it cannot from a standpoint of providing a product that is the least expensive. But if we only provide for corporate farming in this country, then we lose that opportunity to be the breadbasket of the world. And if we lose that, as we're losing productivity and technology to China and other countries, can you imagine this country being dependent upon foreign food? That would be devastating. It's devastating and challenging enough to be confronted with all of the challenges that we have from the petroleum issues. We have 10 million illegal immigrants in the United States. We have methamphetamines that are decimating one after next of our culture. We have climate change that is real, but people choose to ignore. And yet, where's the national discourse on these issues? The national discourse is put in the rear seat, in the back of the bus, so to speak, to issues. What are the main issues that our news media impart to us over the past 2 or 3 weeks? Who's going out with Paula Abdul? Is that real? A runaway bride in Georgia? Are those the issues that we as a nation really need to focus on? Yes, they're fun. Yes, they bring us away a little bit for a different moment of, gosh, I'm glad I'm not like that person. But what's really happening in this country? What's really happening? I was up in McLaughlin just about 3 weeks, maybe a month ago. Excuse me. And there was a gentleman that I went up to see because he had challenges with metering, and he was American Indian. He is an American Indian. And I met with a number of folks up there and tried to resolve some issues. There was a funeral taking place. And the funeral was for a student who had committed suicide, which just tears me apart to begin with. But this gentleman said 11 American Indians had committed suicide that school year. And that's phenomenal. That's taking place in South Dakota. I communicated through my executive director with him just a few days ago to find out if he understood the process that we had done and what we had completed. And he said 2 more students had committed suicide. Gosh, that's terrible. Our reservations in our country are being decimated. And where is the discourse? What are we doing? I came here to impart a little bit of joy and thrill, and I've told you about some huge challenges. You live in a real world with huge challenges. I know that there's some great anticipation on your shoulders. I know you're wondering about jobs and security and all of those wonderful things that are ahead of you, and marriage and kids and on and on. That will all come together for you. You will make your own opportunities. Some of them you will see and some you won't. My youngest daughter, years ago when she was going through her 7 years of college, said to me after about 4 years, she said, "Dad, I just don't know what I want to be." Well, I'd been a lot of things at that point, and I said, "Stacy, I still don't know what I want to be." Make your opportunities. Seize challenges as much as opportunities. The challenges, the things that go wrong in life, present opportunities for you to make things better. Don't look at problems as being problems. They are challenges. They are opportunities. In closing, I would like to say that this country, this country was built upon a lot of sweat and tears and challenges by a lot of people. All of our forefathers and mothers went through absolute heck to give us a country that we can enjoy today. And here we are, wondering about whether we can afford that new neat television set and things of that nature. When I graduated from school, we were worried. We knew that if we didn't, from high school, we knew that if we didn't go to college, we were going to Vietnam. You folks have a different life because of the hard work that our generation went through. I had a much better life because of the generation before me. You have a responsibility. Whether we broke and created the pieces or not, you have a responsibility to work hard, to pursue those challenges, to make life better, and to provide better opportunities for the next generation that will follow you. God bless each and every one of you. I hope you have a long, long, healthy, and happy life. Congratulations.
My formal script says that I should thank Mr. Hansen, but Gary, I will thank you for those thoughts. I particularly like the idea about sharing the wealth. Just sort of remember that one. For some reason, just seemed to resonate with me. Dakota State is honored to count among its graduates and friends many outstanding leaders such as the individuals we are recognizing today. Commencement award recipients are reviewed and approved by the DSU faculty, the Student Senate, and the Alumni Association. I now call upon Dr. Cecilia Whitmire, Vice President for Academic Affairs, to assist me in the presentation of these awards.
The Distinguished Alumna Award is presented to a person whose dedication to their community, their country, and their profession is an inspiration to Dakota State University students and other alumni. Today we are pleased to recognize Ms. Marletta Ike from the class of 1983. I'd ask Mrs. Ike to please come forward. Ms. Ike graduated magna cum laude from Dakota State University with a degree in elementary education and a special education endorsement. She has continued to seek additional training, particularly in the areas of technology and learning. She has served as an elementary teacher in eastern South Dakota for 22 years and has taught in Madison since 1995. She's currently a second-grade teacher. She's well known for the innovative and the engaging projects that she uses in her classroom. She has been involved in numerous collaborative projects involving teachers from across the state, and she's very well known for her ability to use technology to enhance teaching and learning. In addition to all of that, in 2004, Ms. Ike received a National Milken Education Award in recognition of her collaborative and her innovative efforts to enhance education. She and her husband, Roger, who is also a DSU alumnus, have 2 grown sons, and in their free time they enjoy walking and hiking, horseback riding, other outdoor activities. Dr. Knowlton, on behalf of the faculty and the staff and the students and the alumni of DSU, I commend to you Mrs. Marletta Ike to receive our Distinguished Alumna Award. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dakota State University. I'm extremely honored to receive this award. Congratulations to all the graduates. I know you've worked hard to reach this point. How very proud your parents and family members must be. Now, I'm a second-grade teacher, and if you were my class, I'd say, take your right hand, place it over your shoulder, and give yourself a big pat on the back. You deserve it. As you know, I too graduated from Dakota State College, not university. That was 22 years ago. And yes, my family members were present. My wonderful husband, Raj, 2 sons, and my parents, Francis and Marlon Murphy. I was one of those non-traditional students. I was petrified to go back to school. My mom, who's here today again, in her loving yet pestering way, convinced me to go into elementary education. Outside of marrying my husband, it was one of the best decisions I made in my life. What I remember most about graduation was the feeling that 4 years of commitment was finally over. I could get on with my life. No more tests, no more 10-plus research pages, which, by the way, were not typed on the computer but on a typewriter, and there was no spell check or delete button. I also remember Dakota State faculty members, Vicki Sterling, Zeno Van Erdwick, Linda Wienekamp, Sandy Davidson, Clyde Brazier, Tom Farrell, Orville Van Diest, and Eric Johnson. I still remember every book and every author I read in your class. He was tough, but you learned. And that's just to mention a few. They took a personal interest in my education. One semester my son had croup and was admitted to the hospital 3 times. I couldn't justify risking his health, so decided to drop out for a semester to take care of him. I'll never forget the challenge in Dr. Van Diest's voice as he encouraged me to rethink that decision. He thought I might not decide to return to school. Those words haunted me the entire semester, and when spring arrived, I was first in line. Later that summer, I took a speech class with Dr. Van Diest. We had a small group of students. We were like a family in summer camp. That fall, one of the group took his life. At that moment, I realized life was a matter of choices, that our successes and failures were a result of our attitudes, perseverance, and a willingness to work hard. You made the right choice to attend Dakota State University. You also made the right choice to graduate. Just think of all the new choices you will be faced with. Will you choose to shy away from opportunity? Or will you approach each opportunity as a challenge, grab onto it, apply passion, and use it as one of the many steps that will help you reach a chosen or perhaps an unknown goal? It's your life. It's your choice. Thank you.
It's also my pleasure to invite Mr. Charles Nelson from the class of 1963 to please come forward to receive a Distinguished Alumnus Award. Mr. Nelson graduated from Dakota State University with a bachelor's degree in business education. He continued his education at Adams State College in Alamosa, Colorado, where he earned a master's degree in secondary education. He served as a teacher and a principal in Reedsport, Oregon, prior to starting his higher ed career with Pacific Lutheran University in Tacoma, Washington. He served as registrar for that university from 1967 until 1998, and then he served as director of international admissions until his retirement in 2004. Under his leadership, international enrollment greatly increased, particularly through student and faculty exchange programs, with Norway particularly. In January 2005, Mr. Nelson was awarded Norway's prestigious St. Olaf Award for his significant work in promoting relationships between Norway and the United States. In addition to his service to higher ed, Mr. Nelson has been active in his community and his church. He and his wife, Mitt, have 3 grown children and continue to reside in Tacoma. Dr. Knowlton, on behalf of the faculty and the staff and the students and the alumni of DSU, I commend to you Mr. Chris Nelson to receive the Distinguished Alumnus Award.
This is a fine honor, and I'm very grateful for this award today. I especially want to thank the members of the alumni and the faculty and staff and administration of this institution for recommending me. I greatly appreciate it. I have had the opportunity to travel quite a lot in the world, and I can say with all honesty that my degree has served me very well. Whenever I'm overseas, I can proudly say that I'm a South Dakotan, and I received my education here. And so for you graduates out there, I can assure you that your degree will be worth something when you get out there. It's a good degree. And to you graduates, I will simply say that you're about to enter a very unique group of people in the world. About 2% of the world has a degree. And that's not a lot, percentage-wise, but it's quite an honor to join that elite group, but it also carries a lot of responsibility for you. It'll be your responsibility to step up and take the leadership positions for those folks who are less fortunate and unable to take their degrees. On the way in today, I heard somebody say to the president, I'm a leader. And I was delighted to hear that. I don't know who you are out there, but there you are. I see you there. You betcha. Well, anyway, I hope that we have 200 plus of you students out there who are willing to step up and enter into leadership positions, because we certainly need that throughout the world. To all you moms and pops and grandpas and grandmas and aunts and uncles and all the rest of you who had something to do with those young people achieving their degrees today, I just simply say congratulations. You folks deserve our recognition, and you've done a great job to bring those students up to this point in their life, and so congratulations to all of you. This place carries a lot of memories for Mitt and me. We walked around the campus yesterday, and my land hasn't changed in 40 years. It's incredible. The new mall out there is wonderful. I think you're spoiling these students with these new buildings, but it's a wonderful place, and we're so proud to be considered members of the Alumni Association. My wife and I met here on this campus in 1958, and we've been married now 43 years, so I think it's going to last. It looks okay. Future looks fine for me. But anyway, it's always wonderful to come back to South Dakota. I feel like I really am a South Dakotan. My roots are here. My grandparents homesteaded in this part of the world, and it's always good to come back here. So congratulations to you graduates. Congratulations to you parents. Thank you very much for this fine honor, and you all for sure have a nice day today. Thank you.
The Distinguished Service Award is presented to a person whose dedication to their profession and to their discipline is an inspiration to DSU students and alumni. Today, we are pleased to recognize Dr. Eric Johnson with the Distinguished Service Award, and I ask Dr. Johnson to please come forward. Dr. Johnson earned his PhD from the University of Notre Dame after earning a BA and an MA degree from Minnesota State University in Mankato. After teaching 2 years at the University of Mary, he joined DSU in the fall of 1969. He has taught a wide range of courses, primarily in English, although he does occasionally do a little sports, and he's taught many other things. He served as Dean of the College of Liberal Arts from 1984 until 2003, and then he became Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences when liberal arts merged with the College of Natural Sciences that year. As Dean, Dr. Johnson has been instrumental in the design of new majors within the college. He has received international recognition in the area of computer text analysis. He served 6 times as the director of the International Conference on Symbolic and Logical Computing, 3 years as editor of the referee journal Text Technology, and he is the author of over 150 published articles, papers, and volumes. He will retire from Dakota State University in June following 36 years of service to the institution. He and his wife Jennifer reside in Madison. Dr. Knowlton, on behalf of the faculty and the staff and the students and the alumni of DSU, I commend to you Dr. Eric Johnson to receive the Distinguished Service Award.
I am extremely gratified to receive this award, but I must point out, if I have any merit to receive it, it is because I've gotten a lot of help from my friends, the friends and the faculty. I know many are necessary in order to make a university run, but the university is the faculty. It is the faculty who are imparting the knowledge, who are designing the curriculum, who are doing the things that make the graduates today educated. And if after 38 years in higher education, as a faculty member and as a dean, I have done any good at all, it is due to a lot of help from my friends. Thank you.
Dakota State University has a long heritage of providing outstanding education and producing very successful graduates. Today, we are proud to recognize several of DSU's graduates who crossed a similar stage 50 years ago today. We are pleased to have several of those 50-year grads in the audience today, and at this time, I'd like to take a moment to recognize them. I ask that Dave Geaver, who is president of the DSU Alumni Association, assist Dr. Knowlton in presenting a very special diploma to our guest alums. I would ask that each of our special alumni stand and be recognized as your name is called, and then if the audience would please hold their applause until we're all finished. From the class of 1955, we have Adolph Anderson from Astoria, South Dakota, Lorena Anderson Canold from Brant, South Dakota, Dr. Harlan Stensauce from Tripp, South Dakota, and Beverly St. John Stroshine from Clear Lake. Congratulations to all of you. I'm also extremely pleased to introduce a musical selection by the DSU Concert Band under the direction of Dennis Haig.
Thank you, Mr. Haig, and members of the DSU Concert Band for your entertainment today. And I'll call upon a member of the class of 2005, Brian Simmonsma, to speak to us on behalf of the graduates. Brian, would you please come forward? Brian served as Student Association President this past year. In addition, he served as President of the Student Ambassadors and Vice President of Kappa Sigma Iota Honorary Society. He was a resident assistant, a member of College Republicans, and a Center of Excellence in Computer Information Systems, as well as a Technology Fellow. Brian was one of 2 students chosen to provide training to the South Dakota legislature, not an easy task, I might say, on the use of the tablet PC this past spring. Brian was recognized and at a recent DSU Honors Banquet was named a Lowry Scholar and a campus student leader for his academic performance and his strong leadership both in and out of the classroom. Brian is also a member of the Air National Guard. He has accepted a position as a systems developer at the Schwann's Food Company in Marshall. Please help me welcome Brian Simmonsma.
Good morning, and on behalf of the 121st graduating class of Dakota State University, I would like to welcome all the families, friends, faculty, and staff who have joined us here this morning. This moment is truly a celebration of the accomplishments each and every one of you has achieved. Fellow graduates, where has the time gone? It seems like just yesterday I was in high school receiving literature from other colleges around the area. It is obvious we chose Dakota State as a place where we wanted to end our college years and start a new beginning in the real world. We have all dreamed that one day we would be graduating from this institution with the knowledge and perseverance to fulfill our dreams of becoming successful adults. I encourage you all to be committed to fulfilling your dreams and not to be afraid to create new ones along the way. Colin Powell once said, "There are no secrets to success. It is a result of preparation, hard work, and learning from failure." This truly shows how everyone makes mistakes and oftentimes are what mold us into the individuals we are today. I look behind you all today, and I see all the proud faces among us, families and friends. Through your guidance and support, we are in front of you today. You have helped us in times of success and at times of distress. You have helped us make wise decisions that will have an impact on where our lives go from here. Dakota State faculty, staff, coaches, and administration, you are the ones who have played a major role in helping us to gain the knowledge needed to become successful in the workplace. It is because of you we have spent endless hours asking questions, writing papers, doing labs, and taking notes. Through your dedication, we are about to pass through one of the most outstanding universities anyone could ask for. In my 4 years at this institution, I have seen changes in curriculum and technology that one can only imagine. Dakota State has made a name for itself within this region. Its use of technology has given its students opportunities that others only dream of. Very soon, we will all be considered alumni of Dakota State University. I encourage you all to never forget the relationships you have gained during your time here. Your friends are probably the ones you will remember the most when you look back at your college years. The many activities and events you have taken part in will always be in your memory. Just recently, there has been emphasis placed on traditions at Dakota State. Always remember, traditions don't have to be large, grand events that have taken place. They can be small get-togethers, meaning a few people, that allow you to reminisce with friends about the past. Whether these traditions include dressing up General Beetle or sprucing up the president's lawn with around 700 forks, just think, it's the thought that counts. Always remember to thank those who have helped you along the way, especially those who have given you encouragement to succeed. I often look back on a high school quote written by Mark Twain: "Work like you don't need the money, love like you've never been hurt, and dance like no one is watching." I truly believe in order to succeed in life, you need to believe in yourself and set some kind of goals. With the help of the people around us, we will become individuals and indeed dance like no one is watching. All of your hard work has finally paid off. It is now time for us to enter into the real world and show everyone what we are made of. We are the people who make up the society. If acting individually on behalf of our shared future, we can each do good. Then collectively, we can achieve greatness. Congratulations, Dakota State University, Spring, Class of 2005 graduates, and good luck.
just looked too guilty this morning to not know he had something to do with those 700 forks. It's quite a sight, actually. If you drive down Washington, you'll have to take note of it. The quality of education on any campus is directly dependent on the faculty. Dakota State is particularly blessed to have a faculty who care deeply about their students and the quality of education. A faculty who is known for their innovation and their dedication. I ask the faculty here today to please stand and be acknowledged for your good work. I am now pleased to introduce Lieutenant Colonel John Holter of the Army ROTC program at South Dakota State University. We have had an association with SDSU's ROTC program for many years, and we are pleased to be recognizing graduates of the ROTC program today. Please welcome Lieutenant Colonel Holter at this time.
President Knowlton, Regent Krogman, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. As President Knowlton mentioned, my name is Lieutenant Colonel John Holter, and I'm the Professor of Military Science at South Dakota State University. This morning I will introduce to you three graduates who have participated in the Army and Air Force ROTC programs at South Dakota State, have completed all the requirements of their respective services, and will be commissioned as second lieutenants at 1 o'clock today at the Underground in the Trojan Center. I'd ask the graduates to please stand as I call your name. Joe Maruska from Yankton, South Dakota, will report to McConnell Air Force Base in Kansas, waiting a slot for pilot training. David Langford from Plano, Texas. Let's give him a round of applause. We'll do it all at the end. We kept you standing just a minute longer. But David Langford from Plano, Texas, will report to Tyndall Air Force Base in June to begin training as an air battle manager. And Maggie Langford from Madison, South Dakota, will report with her husband David to Tyndall Air Force Base to work for the Florida Army National Guard. Congratulations to the new lieutenants.
Thank you, Lieutenant Colonel Holter, and congratulations to David. It's got Margaret here, but she referred to you as Maggie, so we'll use that term, and Joseph. Degrees are authorized by the South Dakota Board of Regents. Today, we are pleased to have Regent Dean Krogman with us to authorize these degrees. Regent Krogman, the faculty of Dakota State University, have determined that these candidates comprising the 121st graduating class have or will complete all requirements for the degree indicated. I am pleased to concur in the recommendation of the faculty and present these candidates to the Board of Regents for the awarding of degrees.
Thank you, Dr. Knowlton. I'm a lobbyist, so I'd be remiss if I didn't. I know there's another legislator here, and she happens to be a hometown girl. Representative Deb Peterson, where are you at? Deb Peters, right there. She's a CPA and sits on the Appropriations Committee, which is of some significance to higher education. I heard a graduation speech once, and it was entitled, "What am I going to do now to be happy?" And I couldn't help but thinking when I heard that when I was sitting in the stands when my oldest son was graduating and thinking, get a job and make us both happy. Congratulations to the soon-to-be grads and to the parents. You are a member of another statistical group, and that is in the state of South Dakota over a 6-year cycle. I'm kind of like Commissioner Hansen. My youngest son would not fit into that 6-year cycle. But 47% of the students that start graduate with a degree. That is something that you should be very proud of, but as public institution, we know we have to do better. Nationally, it's in the 50s. Private schools obviously are, higher because of their admission requirements and so on. But what goes along with that is, with the ability to get a degree, you have shown something that a lot of people can't do. And the employers of the country look to that. You've heard a lot about individuality, be yourself, everything will go great. You've also, and the academic degree that you have is an indication of the individuality, with support, obviously. But the reason I mention that, because the first reason that the 53% do not make it is the academic curriculum. The second reason is the ability to conform to university life. And you've been able to do that, obviously. Now, why is that important? If you think you've been tested or challenged, you're just going to start to get tested when you apply for a job. And you're not going to have a chance to defend yourself, because they're going to do it by separating resumes. And you're going to have to conform to a degree of cultures depending on the business you're in. So it's important to understand that even though, as a lobbyist, I understand to influence people, I have to quote statistics, I have to use third-party quotes, because the person presenting the information is never as smart as the other person. And I also have to cite real-life examples. People are influenced that way. That's my job when I'm trying to influence somebody else. Your job is going to be to influence other people, to convince them to sell yourself, to get a job, or whatever you choose to do. And in order to do that, there's a statistic that might surprise you, because it's a survey that's been done for over 50 years. And in this day and age of individuality, where you've been told that be yourself and everything will be all right, and in this day and age of conformity or lack thereof, this particular survey asked 3 questions. And the questions were, the question was, what will influence you to make a decision? And the choices were facts. The second choice was the presentation. The third choice was how you present yourself. And the statistics said that 7% of the people that made a decision did not make it. Only 7% made them on facts. The rest was in your presentation. The fluctuation of your voice, the passion in which you present yourself, and quite honestly, the way you dress, which a lot of people will say, you don't make a big deal about that anymore. But obviously, I'm not going to go to an interview dressed like this. So it is important to learn to sell yourself after you have accomplished something that very few people can. And you've been told throughout your life, use the tools you've been given. This is a tool you can use. You haven't been given it. You earned it. So congratulations to the soon-to-be graduates, their parents, who are here today and deserve a tremendous amount of congratulations. And also, I'd like to say congratulations to the faculty, because the successes of this group is an integral part, their success is an integral part of what you did, for what they've accomplished here and what they accomplish in the future. So congratulations to you as well. Dr. Knowlton, on behalf of the Board of Regents and the authority given them by the state of South Dakota, I hereby grant you the authority to confer the appropriate degree to these deserving students. Congratulations.
I now call upon several individuals to assist me with the awarding of diplomas. I ask that these persons rise and be recognized, and I ask that the audience hold their applause until everyone has been introduced. Regent Dean Krogman, Dr. Cecilia Whitmire, Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Eric Johnson, Dean, College of Arts and Sciences, Dr. Tom Halverson, Dean, College of Business and Information Systems, Dr. Tom Hawley, Dean, College of Education, Dr. Omar El Gayar, MSIS Graduate Program Coordinator, Dr. Mark Hawks, MSET Graduate Program Coordinator, Ms. Sandy Anderson, Registrar, and Ms. Sharon Knowlton, Graduate Programs Director, along with Student Marshals Sheila Schneider and Megan Flynn. Dakota State Alumni Association President-elect Cindy Gustav, class of 1989, will be presenting the graduates with a token of welcome to the DSU Alumni Association. To represent the continuing link in the chain of alumni, Cindy will be joined by Dr. Harlan Stennis, who is representing the honored class of 1955. The association congratulates the graduates and receives them into a proud tradition of alumni that spans nearly 125 years. I ask Ms. Knowlton and Ms. Anderson to please bring the graduates forward to receive their diplomas.
Will the candidates for the master's level degrees of Dakota State please rise and come forward? The Master of Science in Information Systems, Richard Iodell. Linda Campbell. Bill Decknicker. Philip Egberg. Brian Fritz. Rick Hars. Ryan Knudsen. Mark Totsky. The Master of Science in Education in Educational Technology. Brenda Lynch. Michael Lynch. Paulette Mangold. Please be seated.
Will the candidates for the baccalaureate degrees from Dakota State University please rise and come forward? For the College of Arts and Sciences, Christopher Randall Arndt, summa cum laude. Erin Marie Bobzine. Eric A. Brown. Jennifer Irene Colling, summa cum laude and honors in English. Stephen Dahlmeyer. Erin Anine Hafner. Molly Marie Hansen. Heather Marie Hedger. Sarah Kathleen Higgins, summa cum laude. Stacy Catherine Hall, magna cum laude. Katie Lee Jones. Benjamin J. Jostin. Sean Carber. Kayla Jan Kaup, cum laude. David Lee Langford, magna cum laude. Margaret Ruth Langford, summa cum laude and honors in English. Nathan Lundquist. Jenna Marie Martin. Brooke E. McNaughton, cum laude. Jacqueline Miller. Nathan A. Moan. Elizabeth J. Monin, cum laude. Sonia Marie Olson. Robin Casey Page, cum laude. Heidi Jo Peterson. Rand Martin Peterson. Chad Phillips. Michelle Ray Richards. Laura K. Ringling, summa cum laude and honors in English. Paul Sample, cum laude. Joanna Marie Schreiber. Jesse Bernard Skirmans. Derek Joseph Sitter, magna cum laude. Catherine J. Smith, magna cum laude. Sarah Lee Spellbring. Barbara Renee Stacy, cum laude. Benjamin Leonard Worry. Jessica L. Whiff, cum laude. For the College of Business and Information Systems, Christy Marie Arndt, magna cum laude. Christopher Anderson, cum laude and Center of Excellence graduate. Matthew R. Archer. Jonathan S. Beck. Matthew Micah Bennett. Michael Anthony Bryant. Raylene Lynn Buckles. Megan Renee Buck, magna cum laude. Benjamin Joseph Bisker. Whitney Christensen. Daniel Clary. Sean Thomas Clark. Leslie Corbin. Cole A. Swalk, Center of Excellence graduate. Jeffrey James Intringer. Anthony Kevin I. Justin Roy Fisher. Jeffrey Scott Gabhart, cum laude and Center of Excellence graduate. Jacob L. Gappa, magna cum laude and Center of Excellence graduate. Valerie Geringer. Robin Noel Granager, cum laude and Center of Excellence graduate. Barbara Ellen Hansen, cum laude. Casey Michael Heenan. Joshua A. Hogue. Philip Ryan Huddleston. Nick Huntermer, cum laude. Brandon J. Hurd. Mirza Javad, cum laude. Michael Thomas Youstra. Brecky Kylieber. Adam Kipp. David Michael Kunz, Center of Excellence graduate. Rachel K. Kroll. Christine Marie Lamb. Seth Larson, Center of Excellence graduate. Brittany Jean Letexier. Jonathan Donald Lidke. Brian Moss. Joseph James Maruska, Center of Excellence graduate. Sean McKenna. Craig William Meyer. Jeffrey Meyer. David Charles Moeller. Randy Allen Morehouse. Nathan John Nagel. Bradley Dean Newharth. Brianna Faye Newts. Christopher Allen Nichols. Amanda Marie Optedal, magna cum laude. Andrew Ogan, Center of Excellence graduate. Lacey Marie Paulson. Ryan Gary Prees, cum laude. Eric Leo Ray, cum laude. Michael G. Ryprick. Brandon Russell Salmon. Janet K. Schoenfelder. Evan James Schultz. David C. Serbosic. Brian M. Simmonsma, cum laude and Center of Excellence graduate. Jamie Marie Skunhoff. Christopher J. Spielman. Jonathan Richard Steinert. Luke Sudingay. Nicole Swenson. Tyson Thermosgard. Shane W. Tejan. Justin Wagner. Carl Ware, Center of Excellence graduate. Joshua P. Weeman. Hillary J. Weiss. Nicholas John Youngworth. Susan K. Zimmer, cum laude. For the College of Education, Stephanie Lynn Karen, cum laude and Center of Excellence graduate. Lisa Marie Clark. Jason Crisp. Julie J. Delfs, Center of Excellence graduate. Larry D. M. Dibble. Frank Allen Dirksen. Sean Michael Dorothy, summa cum laude. Ashley Elke, cum laude. Joseph Fredrickson. Bo Gregory. Stephanie Margaret Hawk. Evan J. Hogan. Lindsay Horton, magna cum laude. Renee L. Johansson. Andrea Lynn Kimball, summa cum laude. Brandy Ashley Lynch, magna cum laude and Center of Excellence graduate. Nefu Manjaho. Stuart Dean Morris, cum laude. Amber Renee Muller. Jessamy Munger, summa cum laude. Nancy Marie Shade. Andrew Lincoln Stephenson, cum laude. Levi Robert Steyer. Morgan Marie Suni. Robin R. Taylor. Angela Sue Turhark, magna cum laude. Sarah Evelyn Ulrichson, magna cum laude. Sandra Mae Vandevendel. Shane Curtis Wassink. Jesse D. Swetzig. Please be seated. Will the candidates for the associate level degrees from Dakota State University please rise and come forward? For the College of Arts and Sciences, Carrie D. Anderson. William L. Eldine, Jr. Teresa Ann Huff, with honor. Tara Jo Miller. Meredith A. Reef. Sarah Marie Saraki. Nadia G. Taboo. Tara D. Vermillion. For the College of Business and Information Systems, Denise Aldridge. Cynthia L. Muschitz, with highest honor. Corey Adam Sitzman.
I'm going to have to yell. Oh, all right, we're back. Will all the graduates please rise? By the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, I hereby confer upon each of you the degrees to which you are entitled, with all the rights and privileges appertaining thereto. Members of the 121st graduating class, we are proud of your accomplishments. You may move your tassels. And I invite those in attendance to join me in applauding your success. Please be seated. It is now my pleasure to call upon Mr. David Geaver, President of Dakota State University Alumni Association, to welcome our graduates as alumni of the university.
Thank you, Dr. Knowlton. I thought for a minute we just had a technical difficulty at the perfect time, right before I got to come to the podium and give my speech. But nonetheless, we'll move on. Congratulations on your successes, your accomplishments, and your achievements while here at Dakota State University. Today I'm proud to welcome you into the Dakota State University Alumni Association. You join over 15,000 alumni who have passed through this university in over 124 years. Your challenge today is to become an advocate for your university and an active member of the Alumni Association. Now that you're leaving Dakota State University, it is important to stay in touch with your friends and with your university. Send us emails, peruse the alumni link, keep us informed of your accomplishments, your whereabouts. I encourage you to tell your story and that of Dakota State University whenever and wherever possible. It is with great pleasure that I officially induct you into the Dakota State University Alumni Association with all the privileges and responsibilities that pertain thereto. Congratulations, good luck, and God bless.
My congratulations to the graduates on your accomplishments and my best wishes for all your future endeavors. On behalf of the faculty, staff, and students of Dakota State University, I thank you for attending this 121st Spring Commencement at Dakota State. We invite you to join your graduate and the faculty at the Playhouse right across the street for punch, coffee, and cake. I'm not sure there will be any forks there, but I know where I can find some. You are also invited to visit the DSU bookstore, which will be open this afternoon from noon to 1 p.m. Graduates of DSU, you have joined the thousands of DSU alumni who have crossed this stage before you. Many of those alumni are in the audience today in support of you and your accomplishments. I ask any DSU alumni who are present with us today to please stand to be recognized and remain standing. I ask now I would now ask our graduates and the newest alumni of DSU to stand and join them. To conclude this commencement, we ask that the entire audience rise for the singing of the Alma Mater, which is found in your program, followed by the retiring of the colors by the South Dakota National Guard.